Hello, I'm David Rose, and here's a look at some of our top cases featured on Washington's Most Wanted this weekend with our Crime Stoppers partners. Let's start with the search for a convicted rapist, now accused of threatening to blow up a bank during a robbery in Tacoma. Take a good look. Here's 46-year-old Nathan Valano Bradford. Note the mole under his left eye and burn the image of that face into your mind so you can keep a lookout for him. And this might help. He's got a funky-looking left ear that's deformed. In fact, it's that detail that helped Tacoma police identify him after they got an anonymous Crime Stoppers tip with his name in June. Bradford had gone unidentified since last December when we showed you these bank surveillance images after detectives say he robbed a credit union on 6th Avenue in Tacoma.
In this robbery, the suspect came in, handed a note to the teller saying that they had a bomb and that if they didn't get money, people would die. Obviously, for all staff of any bank, a robbery is terrifying. But when you get a note that clearly states the suspect has a bomb and people will die if they don't get money, that just takes it to a whole nother level.
Well, after police had identified Bradford, they discovered he was convicted in Yakima County of rape in the 2nd degree in 1991. Since then, he has failed to register as a level 2 sex offender 5 times. Now, Pierce County prosecutors have charged him with a 6th failure to register charge and with robbery in the 1st degree. According to the court documents, Bradford's ex-wife kicked him out of the house last year because he went on a drug binge. So that means there's a fiending convicted rapist on the streets right now, desperate to get your money or do something even worse.
Not only is he a criminal, but he's also a registered sex offender. And he's failed to register multiple times. So we have no idea where he's at, and he could be a danger to people that he's around, neighbors, around other people. We don't know if he's committing more sex crimes. So there's many reasons why to get this guy caught.
Nathan Valano Bradford is 5 feet 9 inches tall, 205 pounds. Call 911 immediately if you spot him around Tacoma or anywhere else, and then submit a tip to Crime Stoppers of Tacoma Pierce County for that cash reward of up to $1,000. You can call 1-800-222-TIPS or use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone also, and it is anonymous. This weekend marks 2 years since 22-year-old Amara Riley was shot and killed while driving her car. Her family paid the city of Seattle for this permanent sign in her memory. In fact, there's 2 of them. They marked the spot near where she was killed on Rainier Avenue South and 88th Avenue South on September 19, 2018. Her cold-blooded murder remains unsolved. And tonight, the King County Sheriff's detective investigating the case says Amara was not the intended victim, that she was killed by an unknown suspect who thought they were targeting a rival gang member. They shot up the wrong car.
I used the term out of bounds. This was a completely innocent person. There's been some chatter that we're aware of, that there are people that may know who the shooter was, and they're not happy with what happened because an innocent person was killed. We want to hear from that person.
Amara's grandfather built crosses like this one that he put up at the scene of her shooting for the first year after she was killed. He says birthdays and holidays are the hardest, but the loss and the sadness come back at times like this week.
You remember that whale that died, and the mother was with that whale for more than 13 days. But us, we carry this for the rest of our lives. And people have to understand to stop the killing. We miss her so much, and we pray for her every day. Someone make a phone call. Mara cannot speak for herself, but you can.
So if you have any information on who was involved, please come forward. You'll remain anonymous. You will never be asked to give your name. You will be paid a $1,000 cash reward for the tip that solves this case. And you will give a lot of peace to Amara's grandfather and the rest of her family. So here's what you do. Contact the King County Sheriff's Communication Center at 206-296-3311 and ask to speak directly with Detective John Free. He will keep you anonymous. Or you can call Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound at 1-800-222-TIPS or submit a tip through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone or go to p3tips.com. You know, animals and little babies might bite people. Grown men aren't supposed to. King County Sheriff's detectives say this convicted domestic violence offender broke that simple rule of human decency by biting an ex-girlfriend that he wasn't even supposed to be around in the first place. Anthony Harris was convicted of assaulting the victim in March, and he had a no-contact order issued against him. But detectives say he assaulted that victim again in April, stalked her days later, and now he's wanted for 2 counts of violating a domestic violence court order.
The female victim was walking home. As she was just getting into where she lived, she saw the suspect, who's not supposed to be there, exit right near her house. He confronted the victim. He went up to her, said some words to her, which included that she had taken some of his property. He then raised his hand, and the female thought for sure that she was going to get hit from the suspect, and she took off on foot, running out of the area. And she immediately went to a safe location and called 911.
The deputies who arrived to help on April 11th said they could see a bite mark on the victim. She told them Harris had bit her and assaulted her 8 days earlier. Anthony Harris is 52 years old. He's 5'9". He weighs 145 pounds. Prosecutors have issued a $150,000 warrant for his arrest, so that's what his bail will be when he's caught. Detectives say he could be hiding around Burien, SeaTac, or the White Center areas of King County. If he's left town, he has a nationwide warrant, so it doesn't matter where he's going. If he's caught, he'll be brought back to King County to face justice. So if you know where he is, use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone, submit that information to Crime Stoppers right now, or call the hotline. You're going to get a cash reward of up to $1,000 if that tip leads to his arrest. Well, this next fugitive is one of the most prolific ID theft and burglary suspects on the run in our state right now. Detectives say Tiffany Dahl has been on a 2-year-long crime spree in Pierce and Kitsap County. But tonight, one tip from you can put her where she belongs, behind bars. She's got a list of felony warrants for her arrest as long as my arm. Detectives say she's even bragged to other criminals about how good she is at stealing people's money through identity theft. Well, tonight, she might have picked the wrong victim, a woman who feels violated and is determined to take her good name back. And she's sharing her story in hopes it keeps you from becoming a victim.
I felt like every part of my life was invaded.
Rochelle lives in Ruston, a small town with very little crime. But she was home asleep on August 8th when a thief broke into her car where she'd accidentally left her credit card and some mail.
These things happen when you let your guard down.
Within minutes, police say this woman took her car to the nearby Chevron at 51st and Pearl Street. Surveillance video shows her chatting it up with the clerk and using the stolen card. So Rochelle went to talk to him.
He said that she was flirting with him, made him very uncomfortable, but clearly probably throw him off his game, knowing she was going to attempt to use my credit card.
When the suspect leaves, the video shows her walking towards a black Mercedes. Those yoga pants are a crime in themselves, aren't they?
I agree.
They stand out. The woman gets behind the wheel. There was a guy with her, but you never really get a good look at him. The next day, Rochelle's card was used in Lakewood at the Taco Bell and the Ross store, which got flagged as fraud. Rochelle declined the charge and then canceled the card. But that was just the beginning.
Next, I see a charge on my bank account for a Department of Licensing ID.
The suspect had ordered an actual copy of Rochelle's driver's license online, then used the information that's sent immediately to make this fake ID. But that's not Rochelle in the photo. Detectives say that's the suspect.
Yeah. What's creepy is she does resemble me. I mean, there's a small part of me that wonders if I'm not targeted.
And if you look closely, some of the information didn't match. One thing that stands out, I think, is it says that she lives in the city of Ruston Way.
Right.
Is there a city of Ruston Way?
Not that I know of.
Rochelle learned about the ID when the suspect went to a bank in Gig Harbor and tried to withdraw cash from her account. Suspecting fraud, the teller took a photocopy and notified Rochelle, who called police.
It makes me angry. Very angry. It's, you know, with everything going on right now, I feel crime has just, none of us are safe. They're coming at us every direction, and it's not a comforting feeling, especially feeling like you have to take extra measures to protect yourself.
A smart idea, because when Gig Harbor police and U.S. postal inspectors looked at the suspect's photo and the video, they immediately thought of Tiffany Dahl, charged in Kitsap County with identity theft, burglary, forgery, auto theft, and for working with a crew of crooks to burglarize post offices.
We believe that she was one of the lookouts for this operation, as well as one of the suspects that actually helped case these post offices out in Kitsap and Pierce County. She's fully involved, we believe, in this organization.
Dahl's criminal history includes convictions for theft, possession of stolen property, drugs, hit and run, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Now detectives are hoping this new surveillance video helps someone spot her.
So these people, and when you look at their car, and when you look at the way they're dressed, are not living this lifestyle. They're doing it at other people's expenses. And if they're this good at it, that means there are many other victims out there and many more to come.
Until she's caught, Rochelle is checking in with police to make sure the suspect hasn't committed a crime in her name. She suggests locking down your license so nobody can order one online.
You can also do this with your vehicle registration as well. What that means, unfortunately, the inconvenient part of it is you will always have to go to the Department of Licensing to get a replacement ID, but you would avoid what I just went through, where someone was simply able to go online and request a driver's license of mine and have it mailed to another address.
In Rochelle's case, the suspect had the license mailed to an address in Bremerton, but police checked and could find no connection so far to the suspect.
How badly do you want to see her caught?
Very badly. Yes, I would like, because here's the thing. If she's did this to me, she's done this and so professionally, she has done this to so many people.
Well, Tiffany Dahl is 5 feet 8 inches tall. Rochelle is 5'4". Tiffany is heavier. She weighs 155 pounds. So if you see somebody using Rochelle's name that looks like this, call 911. If you spot her, if you even think it's her, call 911. Now, if you know where she's hiding, submit that information through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone, or call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. It's anonymous. You will get paid a cash reward of up to $1,000 when she is arrested. Those are just some of the cases that police need your help to solve this weekend to make our community safe. So join me for Washington's Most Wanted, or set your recorder tonight at 11 o'clock on Q13 Fox, or tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on Joe TV. Washington's Most Wanted airs statewide at 10:30 p.m. on Fox TV stations in Spokane, Yakima, and the Tri-Cities. And together we can all make sure these criminals have nowhere left to hide.